Today we're going to keep practicing solving equations where you have to combine like terms across the equal sign, but we're going to throw in distribution. What you should remember about distribution is that it's just a fancy word for multiplying what's outside by everything within the parentheses. So let's do that. 4 times 2m is 8m. 4 times a positive 6 is positive 24. On this side, there's nothing to distribute, so now I'm just going to bring it down. Now what I want to do is look for like terms. I see that I have a variable m, and I also have constants, or numbers by themselves. So I'm going to put my variables together first. I always like to move the smaller amount of variables because it keeps my variable positive, and positive numbers are easier to work with. The opposite of 4m, or the inverse, is negative 4m. I'm going to do that on both sides of my equal sign. 8m minus 4m is 4m. I haven't done anything with this 24, so I need to bring it down. And over here, 4m minus 4m is 0, so I'm just going to cross that out and bring down my positive 12. My last step here is going to be to combine my constants. I want to move this 24 across the equal sign, which means I need inverse operations. I'm going to subtract 24 on both sides. I'm left with 4m equals, I can get rid of this because that was just 0, 12 minus 24 is negative 12. My very last step is to get x by itself, and the way I'm going to do, or in this case m by itself, and the way I'm going to do that is by using inverse operations. 4 is squished next to m, which means multiply. The inverse of multiply is divide, so I'll do that on both sides. 4 divided by 4 is 1, m equals a negative divided by a positive is negative 3. M equals negative 3. Let's do one more. Ooh, I've got distribution on both sides. Whenever you see distribution, deal with that first. 2 times 4x is 8x. Positive 2 times negative 3 is negative 6. Negative 2 times x is negative 2x. Negative 2 times negative 2 is positive 4. Now let's take a look at what we have in our equation. We have the variable x, and then we also have some constants. So those are the things I'm going to combine. I want to combine my variables first. I like to move the smaller one because that usually keeps my answer positive. My smaller amount of variables is negative 2. To move it across the equal sign, I need to use inverse operations. The inverse of negative is positive, so I'm going to add 2x on both sides. I'm left with 10x minus 6 equals negative 2 plus 2 is 0, so it equals 4. Now I want to go ahead and combine my constants. My constants are negative 6 and 4. They're on opposite sides of the equal sign, so I need to use inverse operations to move the 6. I'm going to add 6 on both sides, because before I was subtracting 6. That leaves me with 10x plus 0 equals 10. And last but not least, everybody's favorite step, when x is squished next to a number, that means multiply. The inverse of multiply is divide, so I'll divide by 10 on both sides. 10 divided by 10 is 1, which means 1x equals 1. Your turn to practice.